Alrighty, folks, we are back. Dude, we are so close to being done. This is kind of messed up. I feel kind of bad, but like we're almost done with the Morpho book. It's almost complete. We've got I think 8 pages left. So it's Derek. How's it going? I have lint in my hair. There it is. It's gone now. And we're still working through the Morpho book. We're at the last chapter here. We're starting today at page 88. Let's jump in. No rest for the wicked. Okay, so we got some foreshortening happening here. So in figure 1, right here, foreshortened view from the front, showing how the thigh and leg segments are offset. So that's really foreshortened. Like, that's crazy. Figures 2, let's see. Here we go. I needed this like yesterday. So figure 2, which is right here, external views of the thigh simplified into 3 principal volumes: quadriceps, hamstrings, your hams, and then your goddamn glutes. And then figure 3 is an external view. I needed this so hard, and I was drawing something yesterday. I really wish I had just cracked this book open and dove in. But all right, so we're gonna start on encoding over turn out video settings. What the hell is that? Okay, anyway, we're gonna get it popping. Try and do some foreshortened stuff. What's new? I tried getting went all the way down to 14th Street today to try and find a book that I'm looking for. Didn't find it. But whatever. Tis fine. Okay, so let's talk about running. I've been running like crazy right now. Right now I am up to 5.37 miles with no break. So that was 50 minutes I did yesterday. Or I'm sorry, on what was that? Monday. For Monday. Did that. And Monday night I thought for sure, I was like, I'm gonna be dead by the time I get home from doing something crazy like this. Because I've never done that before. Like I said, like my running journey is basically like I do 10 minutes on, and then I allow myself like a 1 minute like I slow the jog. I'm jogging the entire time, but I slow it down for a minute, and I can either do like an active rest kind of walk, and then as soon as that minute's up, get right back to jogging. So I've been doing that the entire time I've been jogging. And so, but like the last week I've been trying to be like, okay, let's try to run through some of these breaks. And then I was supposed to be running with my neighbor. I hit him up because he also runs. I was like, yeah, we should go run sometime. Because I've seen people out there running with buddies, and I'm like, I think I'm at this point now where I can run and talk. And but he was like, yeah, I'm doing like 6 miles 3 times a week. And I was like, holy shiza. He's like, I'm pretty slow, but yeah, I do 6 miles. I was like, holy crap. So I was like, all right, well, I'm like at 4.9, 4.8 most times I go out at that time. So I was like, all right, let me try to catch up, because he was like, yeah, I can drop back down to that. And I was like, I don't want you to have to do that. Also, like, I don't want to be like having this guy come run with me, and then I'm like sucking wind and it's only like 4 miles. I'm like, let me try to like upgrade my running. So I started running and not taking the active rest break, and I did that a couple times, and then for some odd reason I got a hair up my butt on Monday. I was just like, all right, let's just run without. I'm gonna set a timer for 50 minutes, and because I was getting so close to 5 that I was like, look, I can hit it I can definitely hit 5 miles. I just gotta I think if I just run through my breaks and I just set a timer now for 50 minutes. Like, let's just see what happens if I run and just give myself like, okay, just take a break whenever you feel like it. Just try that. You know, no Tabata thing. It's called like the Tabata timer. So I did that and I just started running, and I just was like, after, you know, usually it takes me about a mile to warm up. And after that, like that first mile, like, I mean, I was kind of sucking wind for a little bit. I was kind of like, oh geez, am I just like out of shape? Like, how am I out of shape? Like, I'm always tired that first mile. Like, I'm always just like, oh my God, what am I doing? I don't want to be doing this crap. It's not even like really thoughts like that. It's just like, I don't have my breathing down just yet. This is way more foreshortened. It takes me about a mile to get like my breathing under control, to where I'm breathing through my nose and out of my mouth. And so after I kind of got my breathing down, I was really, really good. I was just like, okay, I don't need a break right now. I don't need a break. I felt myself kind of pushing my pace more. And all of like the mile markers that I usually know, I'm like, okay, this is a mile. This is like, I'm at 2 miles now. Maybe I'll take a break at like mile 3. And I got to the mile marker for 3, and I was like, I'm really feeling all right here. I'm really not like, I'm not dead. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, all right, keep going. So I just kept running and kept running and kept running. And I got tired. I looked at my clock because I was starting to get tired. I was like, okay, I'm passing Sheep's Meadow. I know that this is at least 4 miles right here. And I got there, and then I just I pulled out my phone just to see where I was at mile wise. And I was like, man, I'm at like 4.3 miles, and I still had like 7 minutes left on my timer. So I was just like, all right, let's just keep it going. Let's just keep it going. I know I usually get tired around the Guggenheim, which is around like 86th Street or something like that. And so once I started seeing the Guggenheim, then that, like, my brain was kind of like, alrighty, now I'm getting pretty tired. Because that's usually where, if I do a really good run that day, that's usually where I get tired. And so I fought through that and made it all the way to like Museum Row, basically, which is like the lower 80s. And then that's when the timer went off. And like by that time, I was like, oh, thank God this timer's off, because I was like, all right, I think I'm good. I wasn't getting to the point where I'm like dead or anything like that, but I was just like, I don't feel like running anymore. And so yeah, I did that the other day. Got clocked 5.3. That's like the longest I've ever run straight. And honestly, like the longest I think I've ever run in general. When I was training Muay Thai like very hard and was competing, I hated running so much because there wasn't like a trail near me. I think like street running is like the worst, no matter like what city you're in. People do it here. Like people will literally run the streets of like Manhattan, and it's just like, it's so annoying. Like people do not care that you're trying to better yourself. That you're like in shape. In fact, people are mad at you. Like people don't get out the way. Like you would think people would be like, oh cool, this guy's running, like here, let me move so this guy can get past. Nope. People will stay right there. People will actively get in your way. People will just do annoying crap. Like people just really don't care that you're running. So I always hated that because it's just like, man, I don't know. I just hate it. So I never really was into running, and I kind of did everything I could to not run, and I always had cardio issues, just being tired. And my whole thinking was like, well, I go to Muay Thai like 4 times a week. Like, how am I tired? Like, I'm in shape. I can do these insane workouts and I can spar. Like, I'm like, but why am I like still so freaking tired? And really just was not putting in the road work. I started to, like, my last fight, I started doing burnouts, and that helped my cardio. My cardio was never bad in fights for some odd reason, but in training, like, my cardio just always felt like I needed to be doing more than I was doing. And I should have just found a place to run that's like a trail. Like, that's really the secret to how I've been actually enjoying running. It's just that I live a mile away from Central Park, and Central Park is literally a trail, so you don't really have to worry about too much. I mean, you do have to worry about bikes. There are idiots out there on bikes, but again, not too many. There's separated lanes. Like, it's really safe. It's pretty safe. Okay. But I've just been really digging it. It's really been like this thing that I really look forward to during my week. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna run twice this week. You know, I'm gonna hit it. And then when I've been doing Muay Thai now, back at it, and I'm like way less tired. And I'm like, either something's going on here. Either I'm in running this much. I'm like, I feel so stupid. I'm like, I should have just been running this entire time. I would have probably been destroying people. I haven't sparred yet. I haven't sparred in since 2023. So, I mean, I'm kind of like, maybe I'll start sparring soon, but I'm kind of also just trying to really not push it. I'm really trying not to push it, because I know what sparring leads to. Sparring is going to lead to me being like, I think I'm going to fight again, and I really don't need that level of stress in my life right now. Would be to be competing again. That would be just not needed. Just really not needed right now. But it would be fun. It would be fun to just see where I'm at. But I mean, I literally just started getting back into practicing. So, but the school I'm at now, they seem really, really cool about sparring and safety first and everything like that. So I think I'm in good hands. I think I would definitely be in good hands. Damn, who is texting me right now? But it's very tempting to just be like, damn, I feel good. I could probably get back out there. All right, I'm gonna do my best to ignore the phone pings. I don't feel bad, but I was kind of on this tear for a little bit with this book that I was reading called How to Break Up With Your Phone. And I've been pretty good about my phone. I don't keep... The only apps I will download onto it every now and then is Gmail when I need it. Like, I had to email someone today while I was out, and so I downloaded that. But everything else I keep off of my phone. Like, I don't have any social media on my phone. I don't have YouTube on my phone. I don't have nothing on my phone except for messages and Spotify. But I kind of fell off with my phone because I'm like, my phone was really never really the issue. It was like social media was like the issue. So once I kind of like deleted social media from my phone, I kind of was like, all right, well. And I also deleted Chrome from my phone too, but you can still Google stuff. You can definitely still Google things on your phone. Okay, so 1, this is your quads. 2, this is your hamstrings. Dude, what is going on? Sorry, I just need to see. Hopefully everything's okay. Why am I getting a billion? Oh, it's my mom and my girlfriend are talking. So, really simplified view of the legs, which is always, the outside of the legs always gets me. But I kind of stopped reading the book and I started reading another book. I got to the point in the book where she wants you to take like a full 24-hour like fast from your phone. And I guess I'm just not ready to do that. Yeah, I guess I'm just not really ready to do that. So I stopped reading the book. I'm going to eventually pick it back up. But, you know, I kind of got the gist of it. It's like social media is really like the thing that makes you stay on your phone the most. And I don't feel like I have social media under control at all. I'm on YouTube. The problem with it is just like there's not, you know, it's like hard to replace social media. Like just the, you know, there's the easy kind of, I guess, dopamine release. You know what I mean? I'll find myself bored. And luckily, like I actually noticed that I don't use Pinterest anymore. I've ever since I started reading that book, I am back to looking or either Googling an artist. Like say I want to look at like some Tradmore stuff that I don't have, like Tradmore covers. So I'll find myself just Googling that. Or I'll just go to my library in my house and I'll just grab some books. So I'm like, okay, cool. That's really what I wanted to get back to, is just looking at the physical media that I have instead of, you know, being on Pinterest looking at things that I don't have. That got pretty bad for a little bit. That was, you know, that was crazy. I was just like on Pinterest every day. Sorry, some of the foreshortening in this is pretty tough. So. But, yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit back to normal. I think now it's just like, I gotta like fill. There's times where I'm just like, all right, it's cool just to like do nothing. Just stare out the window for a little bit. It's fine to do that. Or I'll be on like the train. I drove yesterday to go look at a printer for Nosebleed 4, And that entire trip, like, I didn't have music on the entire time. Like, I was just like, I don't need stimulation right now. I feel like I'm all right. Yeah, I'm like, I feel like I don't need, like, constant stimuli. Now, granted, like, you know, I still get, like, the brain fatigue and everything, but it just feels a little bit less. So I guess, you know, the book still definitely helped. But I just kind of feel bad that I'm not really reading it as much. Okay. Now we've got these two guys. Let's just do this complicated one. We're going to do him really small. See if we can fit him in here. Oh no, we're gonna run out of room. We are certainly gonna run out of room. Let's see. Alright. No, wait, we're good. Hell yeah. Like so, and then the dreaded second side. Man. The only bummer about this is just like, I'm feeling confident again with drawing through this book, but I just know, like, I like, there's a part of me that's also, I think it's like the ego side of me. It's just like, this isn't enough. You're still bad. You're gonna have to do a lot more studying. And I'm like, dude, chill. This is good. Whew, got it. I didn't think we were gonna be able to fit that in there. I started reading this other book, though, called The Inner Game of Tennis. I'm not really sure if I've talked about this on other streams. Everything is just kind of, this has just kind of been my life now. It's just this is like my warm-up. I get on here, I look at this book, and I just chat. So apologies if I've already kind of talked about this book in a previous part, but I'm getting into like the really cool part of this book where it's just kind of talking about visualization, like visualizing yourself doing the movements or watching someone do the movements that you're then trying to do, like as far as like sports goes. And I kind of thought about that with art. Like, I used to, I mean, not used to, I still watch Dan's streams, Daniel Warren Johnson's streams. But back when he was really going hard with the screen tone, that was pretty much how I learned how to use screen tones. I would watch him stream, and then I'd just go get some screen tone and just kind of like emulate basically like what he was doing. That's how I learned how to do it. So now I'm kind of like in this thing where I'm like, man, I should just like watch more artists like draw. All right. We've got the hip joints are situated at the middle of the small sides of the pelvis. The femur is shown underneath the skin at this level. So we're talking about right here. Right here, the hip joints are situated in the middle of the small sides of the pelvis. So these are the hip joints, basically. These little guys. And if you look, you know, if we look back, you'll see like little things like that. I'm sorry. Little things like that. Some people will accentuate that. So let's try and do it. Oh my God. Do we need to get closer? Okay. I'm gonna try and keep these ones small because I do have to work on some comic stuff today. So let's see if we can kind of get in some little small warm up here. Let's see if we can keep these guys at size. But yeah, this book is both of these books I've been working through have been great. We mostly got this correct. Ooh, foreshortening. I feel like now's a good time to like take a break. Talk about the sponsors. No, I'm joking. We don't have any sponsors. I am gonna take a yerba break though. Grab a little sip of this yerba. Yerba mate, if you do want to sponsor, let me know. Oh, man, that's good. Dude, if we got a yerba mate sponsorship, a Morpho sponsorship, that would honestly kind of be a dream come true. I'm going to hit up both companies and see what we can do. I love yerba mate. I've drinking it every day becomes very unaffordable because they're everywhere now. They're very popular now. I was drinking yerba mates when like the only place you could get them was at like Whole Foods. So, you know, everyone else is just basically, you know, catching up. No, I'm joking. But no, yeah, I used to, I'd have to travel. I'd have to go buy a bunch from Whole Foods. And then my girlfriend's brother was like, why don't you just buy these? Like, why don't you just get a box of them? And I was like, I should do that. So then I started doing that because we lived near like a co-op. Or like, you can get them at co-ops too. But they weren't like they are now. Like, I feel like everywhere you go now, you see yerba mate. Which is cool, great for the company. But some places now they're like $4 a piece, and I guess they've always been a little pricey. But now I'm like, damn. I also just try not. I mean, it's so much. It's a decent amount of caffeine in these things, so I really try not to go too hard. There was a time where I was drinking like almost 2 of them a day, and I was like, holy crap, I need to like chill. So I started drinking green tea. Green tea's good too. Green tea's good, but you gotta like, you know, you gotta judge it up, as they say. You can't just be drinking raw green tea. Damn, dude. What the fuck is that noise? Hold on. I gotta put on some music. A lot of times I put on music just to... The walls in my apartment are like so freaking thin that I can hear when anyone's like doing anything. And it really throws me off. I wish I could listen to the music that is playing that you guys get to listen to. But I can't. Oh my god, I think we're gonna finish this book today. Come on, man. So freaking stupid. Alright, let's just put on some jazz. Some jazz music. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I can hear everything. I can hear when my roommate, not even my roommates, when my neighbors like fart, you know. That's how thin the walls are, man. It's crazy. But I guess that means they can also hear me. So I also try to not be too loud. Alright. Let's go through here and tighten these guys up. But yeah, keep your fingers crossed. Oh my god, if I can get a yerba mate sponsorship. These videos might have to be a little bit more every 2 seconds I have to stop and like show a yerba mate. Feet are kind of hard to draw, which brings me to our first sponsor, yerba mate. Pomegranate flavor. When life gets hard, I pick up that yerba. You know what just happened to me? With feet, I've been realizing that I always thought with feet it was like, I can't undo it now, but I didn't realize that you're just repeating this same line. I used to think like that maybe it was kind of something like this, you know what I mean, like the foot. But the foot, I forget, you know, in doing this book, I'm like, oh yeah, the foot is arched. So it's always like that, kind of like a hoof. Yeah, little weird little quirks of drawing where you're just like, some more feet action in here. I thought somebody was calling me. I really want to say thank you to everybody that's been checking out this this series, and people that have been drawing along. If you're learning something, definitely let me know. But this has been very, very enjoyable. I used to stream, and that was very unfun. Like the most unfun thing to do is to be streaming. And only because, like, you know, I'm not good at keeping a schedule, like a consistent schedule. So I think if I could, and a lot of people think just like, oh, just turn on your computer and just stream what you're drawing. It's like, I don't think people want to see me yell the F word and constantly like my drawing process is a lot of, you know, correcting, you know. So like, you know, I feel like people only really wanted to see me ink something, and then it's like, well, nobody wants to watch me ink a comic that they've never read. So I stopped doing that, and I was like, okay, I'll just make a piece to ink. And then I'm like, well, I'm making all these. Yeah, it just got really complicated. So I was just like, I don't want to stream anymore. Until I can figure this out on how to make this work best for me, I'm not gonna do it. And one of my buddies was like, man, yeah, I feel like you should really take advantage of, you know, YouTube and Twitch at the time. But I was also like, man, it's just like not fun. It's like nothing makes you feel more like a loser than than doing something and there's like one person watching and like that person. You know what I mean? It's like, oh jeez, I feel like a freaking loser. But I feel like this has just been like, all right, if people watch it, they watch it. If they don't, it's there and they can watch it eventually. And I just, like I said, it was mostly just like the scheduling thing too. And I feel like when you're actually like a streamer, like you have to, like I watched like a bunch of art streamers and I was like, these people like plan, like this is like, you're basically starting a TV show. Like you can't just really like turn the thing on, turn like the camera on, just kind of go. At least I can't. And I mean, we tried that for a really long time. I was like, yeah, we'll figure it out when we're on the stream. And I'm like, yeah, nobody wants to watch us scribble and erase. Nobody's like pumped to watch a guy try to figure something out, I was like, certain people can get away with that. I can't get away with that, and it's like I understand. And also, sorry, one last thing I'll say. I also was just like, I'm not really trying to become a streamer. I don't know. I've seen that go downhill. I've seen a lot of people try to do that, and then eventually they start making just weirder and weirder videos. They're like, guys. Okay. Sumo pose. The hamstrings divide into two in order to be inserted into the leg on either side of the calf. Yeah, I just feel like streamers just eventually just go nuts. You're like chronically online like that. We've all seen a streamer just like break down. You're like, all right, dude, that's not healthy. Noted, not healthy to just constantly be streaming your life for really nothing. You know what I mean? Like, likes and things don't really mean anything. And then people are like, well, you can teach a class. Like, become a grifter, bro. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm so sick of grifters. I'm so sick of getting into someone's content. And then they're trying to sell me something. I'm like, God dang it. You know I don't have money. You know I ain't got no money. The grifting thing is gross. A lot of people did that, and that's not cool. Not cool to be doing that to your fellow artists. You're preying on people that, yeah, it's just not good. We don't have to talk about that. Because this is a fun stream. Or a fun thing. Let's not talk about hating grifters. Fight news. Luke Lessie has done it once again, dude. He pulled it out the fire. If you guys watch Muay Thai, I still haven't seen the fight. I just watched highlights. I logged onto Instagram the other day to post something, and I was like, oh shit, Luke just fought again. Luke Lessie was running American Muay Thai. He was beating the crap out of everybody in American Muay Thai for years. Finally was able to make the jump to 1FC. I was so happy. I don't know the guy personally. I met him once. He's a very nice guy. But he's just amazing technician when it comes to Muay Thai. So seeing him step up to what is, basically elite level Muay Thai was crazy. But he's had a hard time. You're like, what's his name? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm forgetting people's names. This one Muay Thai guy, it starts with an L. I forget his name because my brain is like thinking about legs right now. Liam Harrison. Jesus Christ. Liam Harrison was like, look, in 1FC, you can't hide. Everybody here is good. And you find out very quickly, how good you are when you're fighting in 1FC. You're fighting literally the greatest people on the planet. So Luke, definitely is. I think it's fair to say he's struggled a little bit trying to, get his footing together. Because again, man, it's just like you're fighting the best of the best, And but he's gotten like I think 2 wins pretty recently. He fought this one guy that was just he destroyed the guy's legs, but the guy was just somehow able to walk through these brutal leg kicks that Luke Lessie was throwing, and he unfortunately got the TKO on him. But it was a good fight, so it's like that's the other thing that sucks when you see these, when you're watching a fighter you like, and you're like, damn, dude, you watch them get beat, but you're like, that was a really good match. But apparently he pulled it out the fire, man. He beat this guy, and I'm excited to go watch that fight on YouTube. That's the good thing about 1FC. All of their fights you can watch for free. UFC, take a card, take something from that. The fact that like UFC doesn't just post the fights online, just post it for free. Like you know what I mean? I get it. I guess like sponsorships and stuff. I don't know, but I don't know anything about business. But I'm just like, do you want eyes on your stuff or not? Like, just post it online for free. Like 1FC does it. The only thing holding that back is that not many people know about Muay Thai. It also comes from like Thailand too, where so like you'll see the the live stream will like be at like 4 a.m. You're like, I'm not staying up late to watch Muay Thai fights. But yeah, shout out to Luke. Luke the chef, baby. We did it. You did it, son. That dude's the man. I watched him. I was at a tournament one time. And, I mean, he was just scary, bro. Because he's like this tall, lanky, nice. He's like a nice dude. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, those are the people you need to be terrified of. Is the lanky, kind of like aloof looking dude I'm more afraid of those people than I am afraid of like the dude that's like bald with like tattoos and stuff. I've seen those people get demolished. I've demolished those people myself. Those people don't scare me. Muscled up, roided up dudes, those people for some odd reason don't scare me. But a dude that looks like he basically plays soccer, you know, and it's kind of just like joking around a lot. I'm like, those dudes are problems. Like, that dude's gonna do some weird stuff. He's gonna kick you in the face and kick you in the leg at the same time. Like, he's gonna be joking the entire time. He's just like beating the crap out of you. Those are the people you need to be afraid of. Those are the people that are basically like, oh, this is just a video game. I'm a main character. Like, that Wing C dude is like a nightmare. Granted, you know, he's also kind of just too silly. That guy's a shame because he's actually really sick. Like, and I really think he could really be a problem. But his like online antics and just wanting to just, I don't know, be like a, I guess like a, just like a streamer really bad, or like an internet personality, is the thing that's really keeping him back. Because that dude can fight, and he's like entertaining, but just the antics, man, it's just like, ugh. Which, like, I feel like you can get a handle on that. Like, you can be, you know, antic. You can have your antics, right? But like, I feel like there's just a better way to go about it. But I don't know, maybe he's getting paid to, like, you know, I don't know. I don't know anything about his situation. But the only thing I can surmise from it is just like, maybe he's like, he's monetized on everything, and like, so he's just pumping out content because he's monetized, and this is how he makes his living, and maybe he makes more from doing that than he does from fighting. But man, he's just one of those cases where it's just like, dang, dude, this sucks that you're not. I also follow this woman named Slow Funeral, and it just makes me sad to see like what the internet is doing to people that want to, you know, be a star. Like, she posts like 1 billion videos a day of her like twerking to like her songs and stuff, and I mean, it's great, you know, who doesn't like a twerk video? But I'm like, dang, I'm like, you could just see it in some of these people's eyes. I'm like, they probably don't want to really be doing that. I think they'd much rather be like, hey, here's my song, go check it out, rather than making like, you know, content. But I gave to their Kickstarter. That was the other thing that made me sad about them too, man. They were doing a Kickstarter for like $20,000, and they have like 100,000 fans. And I thought for sure, I was like, there's no way she's making this, because she was stuck at like, I think she was stuck at like $10,000 out of like a $20,000 budget is what she was trying to get together for her new album. And it just like was not moving. And she started, you know, when you're doing a Kickstarter, you go through the dark period where you start posting like, I have this many followers, and if everybody just gave $1, we could have made this goal twice over by now. And then the needle still doesn't move. You're like, God damn. God, the internet sucks now. All right. Yeah. All right. I think this is a good place to stop, because now we are at the feet. So it looks like we're going to finish up with a lot of feet. Oh my God, guys, we got 4 pages left. So this is going to be tomorrow's video. This is going to be the last one. It's crazy. So we're gonna pick it back up tomorrow on page 92. Hope you guys learned, you know, something about how to simplify the quads and your hamstrings. There you go. We did the dang thing. I don't really want to do the whole like and subscribe thing, but maybe I should. Like and subscribe, it would help. I guess. I don't know what it helps, because I'm not really monetized or anything like that. So, but it would help. You know, leave a comment. Let me know how you're liking the video series so far. Check out my comic Nosebleed. You can read it in the links below. I do need to update the pages, but everything's up to date for the most part. Check me out on Instagram. Not really on there that much anymore, because I'm trying to get my comics done. But yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Peace.